What is going on, everybody? Howard Bender here, back in the saddle again for Fantasy Alarm, because it's time to start talking about Monday Night Football and Monkey Knife Fight prop games. That's right, we're back at it here for Pittsburgh against Chicago. It's not really going to be a big barn burner of a game, but doesn't matter if it's a high-scoring game or not, just as long as you're on the right side of the props you pick. So if you haven't been on Monkey Knife Fight, by the way, you really need to start up. I mean, come on. You've been missing out on weeks and weeks of great money opportunities here. So get over to fantasyalarm.com/MKF. Use the promo code ALARM. Get yourself a free $5 contest plus instant match on your first deposit up to $100. So again, fantasyalarm.com/MKF. So let's get to the action here. Steelers against the Bears. And the first contest we're going to look at is a more or less. That's right. This is where you take two players and you take a look at what their props are for passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards, whatever the case may be. We're going with the quarterbacks here, and we're going passing yards. Let's start off with Big Ben Roethlisberger. He will play tonight. The drama is not really something you need to worry about here. His shoulder is going to be just fine. The prop for him here is 240.5 passing yards. Well, listen, Big Ben has averaged 249 passing yards per game over his last three contests, and he's actually looked a little bit better. This Bears pass defense, not strong at all. So I'm looking at Big Ben hitting some of his receivers with the more than 240.5 passing yards. And hey, listen, if you're a little concerned, you're a little worried about that shoulder, all these dump-offs to Najee Harris are going to rack up more yardage for him. So again, 240.5 will go more. On the other side of the game, Justin Fields. This guy hasn't thrown for more than 184 yards in each of his last 5 games. And that 184 was won like 4 weeks ago. So listen, he's getting a little bit more efficient. He's starting to use his legs a little bit more. It's cutting down on the passing action. So the prop is 175.5 passing yards. We'll take the less on that one. We'll err on the side of caution here. Pittsburgh's got a good, solid pass defense. They rank 6th in DVOA against the pass, and they're at home, which is where the Pittsburgh Steelers defense always steps up. So more for Big Ben, less for Justin Fields. Next contest we're going to look at is the rapid fire. This is where they kind of do like a spread between players, and that's where they add yardage to one guy, and you have to decide is who's going to have more. So it's Big Ben Roethlisberger against Justin Fields in the passing yards. They're adding 65.5 passing yards to Justin Fields. If we figure he's going to go less than the 175, Ben's going to go more than the 240. And guess what that means? Yeah, that's right. We're going to take Big Ben more passing yards than Justin Fields, even adding the 65.5. The other one's a little bit tougher here. It's Deontay Johnson versus Chase Claypool, and they're giving Claypool 19.5 receiving yards. So my feeling about this one here is Deontay Johnson, he sees twice the targets that Claypool does. Claypool does the gimmicky stuff. Yes, he can have a big, long touchdown, but Deontay Johnson's seen double-digit targets in every game but one that he's played, and he's going to rack up some totals here. So I'm not too worried about an extra 20 yards going Chase Claypool's way. Give me Deontay Johnson. So for rapid fire, it's Big Ben over Justin Fields. It's Deontay Johnson over Chase Claypool. Finally, our third game. You know it. I love it. It's the touchdown dance, baby. Ooh, ooh. Now, I don't expect a lot of scoring in this game, so this one's going to be super, super tricky. I'm looking at Najee Harris because he's the focal point of the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I'm going to look at Deontay Johnson because he's another guy who Big Ben likes to hit inside the red zone, plus down the sidelines there for the scores. I'm taking those two Steelers, and how about this one here? I'm throwing in Allen Robinson. The guy's lined up for more than 40% of his snaps, 42% of his snaps in the slot. If there's one area where this Pittsburgh pass defense is a little rough in coverage, it's against the slot. So I think they use Allen Robinson inside the slot a lot more to try and create a mismatch in coverage. So I'm going to add him to this mix as well. I know it's risky. That's why we're only going 2 touchdowns here. Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, Allen Robinson. Give me those 3 guys. Let them combine for 2 touchdowns or more, and we will happily double our money. So again, more or less, rapid fire, touchdown dance, baby. That's where you guys want to put your money on. That's where I've got my money on, and we're going to be very, very happy by the end of the game. Again, fantasyalarm.com/MKF. Get yourself over to Monkey Knife Fight. Use that promo code ALARM. Free $5 contest. And then, of course, $100 up to $100 match deposit. I'm Howard Bender of the Fantasy Alarm. We'll catch you next time.